This is a moment of great opportunity for India. And you have a government that is not hostage to the shibboleths of the past. It also has the mandate, thankfully, for the first time in electoral terms, to actually attack these questions. So I don't see why it should tie itself up in knots, protecting a heritage that has now come to become dysfunctional. From my point of view, the best thing this government can do is take stock of where things are, take a cold, hard look at what is coming in the way and what is not, and then move very decisively to address, those elements that are preventing growth and progress. This is a government that does not owe India's history anything.
There is this growing fear, at least with stakeholders of Indian economy, that, the whole reining in of fiscal deficit at 4.1% this fiscal, it is going to be a tall order. The question then is, should the government at all focus on a number alone? Because in the process, many people believe and fear you could let go of capital investment and squeeze growth even further.
Oh, absolutely. I think this has become a bit of a fetish. And it ought not to be a fetish, because if the challenge is to revive growth, we do need the plan expenditure, we do need the capital expenditure, and Mr. Chidambaram achieved his deficit numbers not just by postponing expenditure but also by slashing plan and capital expenditure.
That's right.
Let's also recognize that defense expenditure also probably needs to increase, both revenue and capital. So we don't know, of course, what the finance minister is going to do, and this book is a more medium term. It's not sort of budget driven.
Yes.
But what I hope he does is to signal to the rest of the world that fiscal consolidation is going to be back on track. Here is my medium term plan, but this particular year, please don't expect me to reduce it to 4.1% because I cannot sacrifice growth.
3 things to be done on priority from South Bloc. Let's begin with you.
Well, I would say the first thing would be what we've been harping about, center state. That would be the first, and a whole lot of things under that. The second part of it would be sort of setting out priorities, and this is important, on what a government should be doing and what it need not be doing in terms of financing as well as providing.
Right.
And I think the third issue would be sort of having a better foreign policy with the rest of the world, because in the last few years we haven't exactly had a foreign policy.
I actually concur with everything Bibek said, but I'd make 2 other points.
Right.
The government has laid out its ambitions for the things it wants to do. There are issues with employment, there are issues with the empowerment of women, there are issues with youth. It would be very good to see, not just with the budget, but even beyond, a set of policies that are very clearly tied to these objectives. The second point is that, we have to go back, and this goes to the issue that you raised starting out, to provide an affirmative defense for growth and markets. We've done this since 1991 almost by subterfuge. You need someone to go out there and make the case for why efficiency in the economy is not simply a concern for economists or elites, but has fundamental benefits for all the citizenry. The political class has never captured this issue and made it almost a campaign issue, and this is what I think this government also has to do.